Okay.
And we're recording. Hey, I'm here with Terry Ludwig today. Thanks for coming, Terry.
Thanks for having me,
For
Austin. I think
coming
this is
all the way
great,
here to the internet.
right?
Sorry, what were you saying?
I said I think it's great that you're doing this for the neighbors in the neighborhood and really helping people learn about each other, right? We,
Yeah.
we have such an amazing community.
So it just, yeah, I was talking to Jimmy Hess yesterday, and it was just, we were talking about that. And like, there are so many cool, like, businesses and so many cool people that do so many, like, diverse and awesome things that um yeah, if we can like help each other in their businesses, but also just learning about like who's out there and what they're doing is super interesting to me. We've got people that have like sound studios that record like real legit music for like movies. We've got people that um have like dessert food trucks. We have people that do like um NFTs and cyber currency and all this stuff, and right down to people that like paint and manage finances and kill mosquitoes, you know?
It's amazing, right? And we really have such an incredible community. I'm just so grateful to be moving there soon within the next couple of months. So,
Woo woo!
woo.
Awesome. How'd you find out about Beacon?
We moved down from upstate New York about 3 years ago, and we were so intrigued by the lagoon.
Okay.
And we went to check it out. And back then it was just kind of big, a big hole in the ground. and
Gotcha.
and we're like, oh shoot, it's not quite ready yet. Um, so we ended up in Nocatee and we stayed there. We found a beautiful piece of property on a lake and we loved it. And then we were looking for townhouses.
Uh-huh.
So we came back to Beacon when we saw the townhouses go up. And when we went to the center, the real estate agent said, hey, the houses are open now on the lagoon. And we just wanted to see what it looked
Nice.
like because we had seen it a couple of years before. And we went back there and we were like, oh, this is gorgeous. And then, of course, she said, well, you should go over and check out the model. And so, of
Yeah.
course, we're like, okay, let's go do that. And we walked through, and my husband and I just like fell in love with the model. And we were like, oh, we should do it. We should move.
You
And
should.
and there we go. And that was, gosh, a year ago, January.
We always tell people, if you don't want a dog, don't go look at puppies. And all these
Right.
people like, we're not going to buy a house. We're just going to look at the models. It's like, I don't know. You start looking
I
at stuff.
know.
Oh, yeah. It's so you just get wrapped up in the emotion of it. And hey, it sounds like you guys made a great decision. So
We're so
welcome
happy.
to
And
the
we've
neighborhood.
already met so many wonderful, wonderful neighbors. It's just been incredible.
That's great. And where in upstate New York you moving from? Did you move from?
It was about 60 miles south of Syracuse. I don't know if you're
Okay.
familiar with the Binghamton Vestal area.
Hmm.
We had a home in Vestal, and I actually grew up there and lived there my whole life. So this is the first time I've been out of upstate New York, but of course I've been down
Oh
here for
wow,
3 years now.
that's
And
great.
I think, gosh, why didn't I move sooner? But hey, Beacon wasn't around sooner, so I
That's
guess it
right.
all makes sense.
My wife's from a little town called Clinton, which
Oh,
is
okay.
like where Hamilton College is, up by Utica. So just a little bit further north from you. But yeah,
Right.
we know upstate. And I'm from Kingston, Ontario, so just around 81, just around the lake.
Okay. Yes.
Not
Yes.
too
Very
far.
familiar with all those areas.
Awesome. So you have a really cool and interesting profession, and you get to help a lot of people. And yeah, share with us a little bit about like, I don't know. I was gonna say who you are and what you do, but I get, yeah, that's pretty much it. I guess I'm not a professional
Okay.
interviewer, so you don't get professional questions.
Well, I think this is great. I love that it's just very casual and real, nothing's impromptu, nothing's been planned to say, so it's very impromptu, which
Right?
I think
Nothing's been
is
planned.
great. That's right. But no, I like I said before, I'm from upstate New York. I have two grown children. Our son moved down with us, and my daughter lives in Los Angeles. So I don't have any little children here.
Hmm.
I spent 30 years in the interior design business. I actually had my
Oh,
own
cool.
interior design firm and was very successful in New York with that. Had a full-time staff. I did architectural design, FF&E, interior design, decorating, everything. And then I realized that what I enjoyed most about working with my clients was finding out what made them tick. And in
Mm.
doing that and finding out how to create the space that would be the most supportive for them, I realized that it was more about their mind than their environment. Of course,
Hmm.
optimizing their environment was important and an important part of it, but I really got into the mind part of it and realized that I couldn't do both. My clients were asking me for help in coaching, and I was their life coach, I was their interior designer, and then it got to the point where I was like, "Okay, I have to make a choice. I can't do everything." And my passion, really my heart was in the life coaching. I love to see the breakthroughs. I love to watch people really make great choices to create the life that they love. And so I just went in that direction. We moved down here, and that's what I'm doing.
That's the beautiful thing is you can do that from anywhere these days. But I can see where that
Exactly.
cross section could be awkward. Someone's like, "What color should I paint my walls?" And they're like, "I don't know. Tell me about your mother." I mean,
Right.
what's your
Well, it was more
relationship
like,
like? And tell me, is your marriage strong? Like, are you happy where you're at right now?
and all of those things came into play when
An
you're
agreeable gray.
designing someone's home. Everything came up, their relationship with their
Hmm.
their significant other, their children, everything came into play for designing their space. And I got to know my clients on a very personal
Mm.
level. And I think that's where I was like, well, let's do this meditation and let's set this intention, and hey, let's create this yoga space. And
Mm.
I would start creating all of these spaces for them, and then I would start doing these types of things with them, and it became more like, I want more of this, and I
Okay.
wanted more, they wanted more. So
Hey, everyone gets what they want. Then that's
that's
fantastic.
right.
I love it. So
That's right.
how long have you been coaching full time?
Full-time coaching for the last 3 years.
Okay.
But I've
Great.
I've been coaching on some level for over 25 years.
Oh wow, that's fantastic. So you're
Yeah.
like an OG coach then.
uh,
You're one of the originals.
Well, maybe. It started out with A Course in Miracles when I started facilitating this study group called A Course in Miracles, and it just kind of grew from there. I started going on speaking engagements for, different companies would ask me to come in, hospitals, healing centers, and I would help people with their mindset and help people make good choices, and really help them understand that they are powerful creators, and with every thought they have, which by the way is 60,000 thoughts a day. Did you know
Ooh,
that?
I did not know that.
And you're creating your reality with all of those thoughts. So it's really important to be conscious about that. And so I help people to really create the life that they want by
Mm.
being very conscious, letting go of some stories that no longer serve them, that may be keeping them stuck in the past and keep them from moving forward. So we remove some blocks together, and then we start mapping out a plan for what they really want to create in their life, what brings them joy.
That's great. I love that you talked about mindset. Do you have anything for we as watchers, listeners, whoever, people in the neighborhood, wherever this happens to be? Do you have anything to say that can maybe help us with adjusting mindset? What does that even mean? Like, what can we do to
Gosh.
improve
Well,
that?
first
It's a
it
big,
starts with
wide question.
right, it starts with being conscious of your thoughts, right?
Okay.
You might react to something, and it might be a habit that you've created, a habit of reacting to a certain thing. And just watch what you're doing. And every thought you have, all 60,000 thoughts, originate from only two places. It's either love or fear.
Huh.
So if you can think about that thought, if it's bringing you peace and joy and contentment, it's originating from a place of love.
Hmm.
If it's bringing you anger, resentment, jealousy, any kind of fear, anything that doesn't feel good, it's coming from a place of, and you have a choice. And you can stop at any moment, bring yourself to the present moment, and then
Hmm.
choose again.
Excellent. Can you give us an example of what that looks like? What would be a thought that's coming from love versus fear? Uh, yeah, I'll leave it wide open for you to come up with the.
Right, right. Okay, so
And I'm
let's
putting you
say
on
for
this. I'm putting her on the spot here. So just get. I'm gonna keep making a little joke right now, so she has time to process and think, and
that's right.
hopefully come up with something.
Um, So let's say, for example, you wake up in the morning and before you even get out of bed, you're worrying about your day or you're dreading your day. You don't like your job. You're feeling like, oh, I can't believe I have to do this thing today. Or
Mm,
maybe you're not happy with where your life is. Well, you're aligning with fear.
mhm.
So some quick ways to remedy that, say three things you're grateful for. It could be, I'm grateful for this pillow, right?
Uh-huh.
Gratitude is aligning with love. So already you're shifting out of fear and into love.
So let's
It could
start with 3
be,
gratitudes.
yeah, it could be, and before your feet even hit the ground, three things that you're grateful for. It could be that the
Mm,
sun is shining. And hey, we're in Florida. So there's a good chance the sun is shining almost every day.
I love that.
And it could be that, I don't know, the third thing could be I'm breathing today. I'm
Sure.
here. I have an opportunity to begin again today, to start a new life. And it actually is a new life. You can create a new life with every thought you have, brand new.
Love
So
that.
you can always begin again. You can always start over,
That's great.
right? Like a dry erase board. Start again.
There we go. Yeah,
Right.
I like the visualization. That's
Yeah, I can
incredible.
start.
Okay,
I've
yeah.
got a sound bath and a sound immersion coming up,
Oh, that's
and
right.
you might be wondering what that is. So sometimes we get stuck and it's hard for us to think a good thought, right? And sometimes we even think, what do I have to be grateful for today? Especially if we're going through this a deep depression or if we've got anxiety or maybe a tragedy has happened, right? And you just can't think of anything that you're grateful for. And sometimes you're looking for something outside of yourself to like get the engine started.
Mm,
A sound bath is a perfect thing because you literally just have to lay there and listen to the music,
okay.
and the music is created specifically based on sacred frequencies that work with something called chakra centers in your body.
Mm,
And you may or may not be familiar with chakras, but they're like little energetic centers in your body that sometimes get closed off. Like if we're
hmm,
suffering from a heartbreak, right? Our
okay.
heart chakra might be closed, or maybe we have trouble finding our voice, so maybe our throat chakra is closed. There's
Mm,
different reasons. Maybe we're not feeling safe. So our sacral chakra is closed. Well,
hmm,
when you're laying down on a yoga mat and you've got all these nice pillows around you and the music is just kind of flooding over you, it just opens up your chakras naturally for you. So you don't have to think about it. You're just allowing the sacred frequencies to do it for you. And I've got some beautiful crystal bowls that I use, so I'll play those while
hmm.
the sacred frequencies are on. And I've got some chimes, and I've got some crystal pyramids that I use, and I do individual baths over people as they're laying on their yoga mats. And the room is very dark. And I've also got some heliotherapy, which is like a light therapy going on as well.
Hmm.
So it's really
Interesting.
interesting.
Where
And
if someone wanted to do that, I guess if someone in the neighborhood, I guess, would probably just can click your name and, you know, reach out to you
yeah,
that way or
sure. I share most everything on Facebook.
okay.
So you can always find me on Facebook. And as Austin pointed out, it's Terry Ludwig Manders on Facebook.
And
I'm
we'll tag you
my
and
husband.
tag all your stuff on this
Okay,
video.
perfect.
It'll be here or
Perfect.
somewhere on the
Yeah,
side
that's
of the
perfect.
video somewhere.
That's perfect. And I'm also getting ready to launch my 6-week course online on Live the Life You Love, which will take you through a 6-week program of really taking a hard look at your story,
Mm,
and some of the habits you've already created, and helping you to unpack and let go of some stories that don't serve you any longer, that are maybe keeping you from becoming the best version of yourself and living your best life. So I'll take you through 6 weeks of really doing that and letting go, unpacking, taking a look inside of yourself and connecting to that truth and that source of knowledge within you so that
mm,
you can bring that out and start creating consciously with those 60,000 thoughts a life that you love, a life that serves you, serves others, so that you can share your gifts and just at the end of this experience be able to say, I lived a life I loved.
That's
instead of
great.
looking back and saying, I wish I had done this or that or this other thing.
I love that. It's stories are powerful, and I love your focus on um, intention. I guess being intentional with writing your own story, right? And then being
Right.
intentional in the positive aspect of it over the negative or whatever you want that to look like.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, something that brings you joy, right? And,
Right.
a lot of people have never stopped to ask the question. You'd be surprised at how many people I talk to, and I say, what makes you happy? And they're like, I don't know.
Mm,
They spend their whole life making everyone else happy. And they think that in the end, that will bring them happiness. And, in some sense, it's true. When you give, you receive.
hmm.
But spending your whole life just giving others a life that they love is really not serving you. I mean, it's important to take a look inside and understand what makes you tick. What do you like? And a part of that 6-week course is spending some time really asking those questions. What do I want?
It's amazing all the things we I don't know if take for granted is right, but like the things we assume, the things that we just don't think about, and the beliefs we hold and the yeah assumptions we make, and then all of a sudden someone asks you that little pattern interrupt question, and you're like, oh wait, I haven't really thought that through. So I mean, what better things to consider and think about is what's my why, what's my purpose, what brings me joy, and then at
Right.
least you have something to aim towards, right?
Yes, exactly. Exactly. And if you don't spend the time asking those questions, you may never know. You may
Mm,
never find out until the end of your life when you say, I wish I had explored this.
mm-hmm. Yeah, that's powerful for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're able to hop on here. Is there anything else you wanted to share with the community or chat about?
Well, I'm just excited to be a part of this community. I've just been so excited to meet so many wonderful people, and I'm excited to watch more of your interviews so that I can learn more about my neighbors and our community.
Me too. I'm like so lucky I get to sit here and chat with all these different awesome people. A lot of people I haven't met in person yet, so this is exciting for me
Right.
too.
You'll
Um,
have to do like a big social mixer at the end of this, or maybe in
oh
between,
yeah.
because I don't think this is ever going to end, right? You should like invite everybody to this thing that we can all like shake hands and get to know each other. I think that would be super fun.
Yeah, for sure. We have a thing called Iron Sharpens Iron for business, like um, just like a get together business networky kind of deal, but again, pretty casual. And because I'm organizing it, it happens not necessarily at the same time every week, every month. But as that group grows and expands, we can get some regularity to that. Maybe someone can take over the scheduling.
Yeah.
But then even more like, yeah, just on this like people that want to come on here, it doesn't have to be just be business owners. That's part of it right now is spotlighting that, but maybe you're good at juggling. Maybe you just have some other interesting thing or skill, or you just want to meet the neighbors and chat a little bit. That's
Yeah,
what this
that's
is for.
awesome.
So
Well,
um,
I love what you're doing. I love that you are taking the lead on this, and I'm very grateful for you for
oh,
doing this.
thank you. Well, I'm
So
grateful for you coming on, and I know I've met Jeff a couple times, and look forward. Have we met in person? I don't think we have.
I think I went to one of his bourbon club
Oh, whiskey
night
night. Okay,
things.
so we met
Yes,
one
that's
time
what it
there.
was, right?
Probably that's usually where I meet him too. So
Yes.
that's great. All right. Well, hopefully to meet you on a non whiskey night soon, and then
Perfect.
or we'll see you around the hood.
Yes, sounds great. Thank you,
All right.
Austin.
Great. All
All
right.
right.
Thanks.